What's going on, baseball fans? How you doing? We got some breaking news. Jake Odorizzi is signing with the Houston Astros. Let's not waste any time. Let's get to it. What's going on, baseball fans? How you doing today? Hello, welcome. We have some breaking news. Jake Odorizzi has signed with the Houston Astros. I'm not going to waste really any time here. Let's just dive right into this story. Let's get to it here. So let's go take a look at the initial story. Here we go. Let's take a look here. According to MLB trade rumors, pretty much everywhere else as well, it is being reported that the Astros will be signing Jake Odorizzi. So we're going to look at this. We're going to look at what led to this. But let's start off here. The Astros have agreed to a contract with righty Jake Odorizzi. According to Jeff Passan, the deal is a 2-year pact with a player option for 2023. So how exactly did this happen? I mean, really, the Astros, they were connected with a little bit to Jake Odorizzi this past offseason. However, they weren't really one of the main teams. At one point, it looked like the Red Sox were really serious for him. The Angels have been linked to him. I mean, there's been plenty of teams. The Blue Jays have been linked to him. But Jake Odorizzi, to me, it was so shocking that he hadn't been signed yet, especially after pitchers and catchers reported to spring training, back, 2-3 weeks ago now, and he still had no team. However, it came to fruition here that the Houston Astros, it pretty much just fell into their lap, and they fell into his lap as well because of the Framber Valdez injury. So back on a few days ago, he was dealing with a finger injury at first. It wasn't really known how serious it was. However, it became more and more serious, especially when it was diagnosed as a fractured finger, his left ring finger, which is his throwing arm. So once that report came out, it was looking like, oh boy, Framber Valdez is going to be down for this entire season. And that was according to John Heyman. Actually, no, that's not the link. Where was the link? Oh, here we go. So John Heyman, he tweeted it out the other day. The initial recommendation for top young Astros starting pitcher Framber Valdez is for surgery to repair his fractured ring finger, and the early belief is that could mean he'd miss the 2021 season. They were getting second opinions, but it is looking that serious to where he is going to be missing the entire season. So Framber Valdez, that was a big loss. If you go take a look at Framber Valdez, at the numbers he put up last year, he's been pretty good now. He had a pretty good rookie season, over 37 innings, dipped a little bit in 2019, but this past year really stepped it up, had a 3.57 ERA over 10 starts, the 2.85 FIP. That's a lot better than the ERA. A good amount of strikeouts per 9. I mean, this guy was very good for the Astros, helped them in the playoffs a good amount. He had some good postseason numbers too. Let's go take a look at those postseason numbers. If we take a look here, he was very good in each round. Wild card round, 5 innings. Going to the division round against the A's, 7 innings, gave up a couple of home runs, but overall a very solid start. Pitched in the ALCS a couple of times. He did very well there. And I mean, this guy was looking like he was going to be one of the better pitchers for the Astros this year. Definitely a top of the rotation guy to go along with the Zach Greinke. But now that he's down, you were looking, now they have Jake Odorizzi in here, but before he wasn't here. You had Zach Greinke, Lance McCullers Jr., you had Jose Urquidy and Christian Javier, and I forget who the other guy was, but there was just some random guy here in the 5th spot. But now you are putting Jake Odorizzi right in the middle of that rotation, and it just looks just so much better right now. It was looking pretty lackluster heading in. Zach Greinke's not getting any younger. Lance McCullers Jr., I think he's good. He just had Tommy John not too long ago, but is he really a number 2 kind of a guy? Christian Javier, a decent rookie season. Jose Urquidy, he can have his moments. But Odorizzi, if he can get back to his prior form, if you go back to the 2019 season, an all-star that year, 15-7, only about 160 innings pitched, but he did have 10 strikeouts per 9. He kept the home runs down, didn't walk a lot of guys. 3.51 ERA, the 3.36 FIP. I mean, the guy's been pretty solid for the most part in his career. I mean, if you go back over the last few seasons now, the FIP of 5.43 in 2017 was a bit high. But overall, Jake Odorizzi has been known to give you innings. He's the kind of like a perfect 3 or a 4 in a rotation. And this is really going to help this Astros team. This American League West is wide open this year. You got the Angels that are a lot better. You got the A's that are always still pretty good. I mean, even the Mariners could maybe be knocking on the door of being a very pesky team this year, maybe even a competitive team for this division. The Rangers, I think, could be a lot more pesky this year. They've added a lot of power into that lineup, a couple of young pitchers to go in there. This is going to be a tough division. And to me, the Astros, now that they have Odorizzi right in the middle, I think this is going to help that rotation immensely. I think this is a huge signing for the Astros. Without him, I mean, because they don't really have a lot of guys depth-wise. They have Forrest Whitley, who's a top prospect. How's he doing? What's he going to be doing this year? But the fact that you have a guy in Jake Odorizzi, this is really going to help just your depth, and it's just going to help stabilize things. The only problem going into this signing, when I talked about it on my stream the other day, I was saying the Astros would be a perfect fit for Jake Odorizzi. I mean, it wasn't just me that was saying it. A lot of other people were saying it. But now that Odorizzi is in the fold, so right now it's saying that their estimated luxury tax payroll is now at around $200.7 million. So it's not being fully reported what the salary is. It's going to be the 2-year deal with an option. So as of right now, it's going to be very interesting because they are pretty close to that luxury tax line. So they may have to pay a fine for this year. I mean, it was looking like he was going to be getting maybe like anywhere from like 11 to 13 million this offseason. At least that's what he was looking for. So going to be interesting to see. Are they going to be able to stay under that luxury tax? Can they make it work to where maybe they backload the deal and it ends up bringing the average value down a bit? We'll have to wait and see. I'm not really sure how they're going to do this, but it may end up being that they have to pay some kind of a luxury tax fee because they do have some guys coming off the books. They got Greinke and Verlander coming off the books. That's over, what is that? That's almost 70 million coming off the books after this year. But yeah, about almost 70 million AAV. So I think for this year, maybe they'll have to pay a fine, but I think it's going to be worth it. You could end up having this guy for 3 years. But overall, I think this is a great signing for the Astros. They really needed this. I mean, the offense I still think can be pretty good, even without George Springer. There's still a lot of talent in that lineup, but overall, the starting pitching, that was a strength of theirs last year. And now the fact that they lost one of their top guys, that was looking a little hairy, if you ask me. So, bringing in Jake Odorizzi, I'm going to give it a thumbs up. I like the move. Tell me what you think down below in the comments. Do you like the move? Do you not like the move? Tell me what you think. But that's all I got for today. Before I get out of here, if I may, if you are new, hit that subscribe button. We're trying to get to 6K by opening day. Like the video for me. It's going to help get out to more baseball fans. And go follow me on Twitter if you want to talk some baseball throughout the day. But, everyone, that's all I got. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you next time.